Welcome to the next chapter of our tale. When last we saw our adventurers, they had delved deep into a forgotten citadel in search of 3 missing children. They found what they were looking for, but also much more. Our adventurers found themselves in the middle of a violent dispute between a band of kobolds and a tribe of goblins who called the citadel home. Our adventurers stoked the flames of this conflict for their own personal gain, allowing them to slip by unmolested. Along the way to the children, they recruited on several allies, including a small, frightened kobold named Meepo, a charming merchant gnome named Urky Timbers, and, miraculously, a white dragon wormling called Calcrix. This unlikely crew took the fight to Bellic, the mysterious druid who was said to have taken the children into his service. Once they encountered Bellic, they discovered that he had possessed the children using some sort of strange magic that came from a large underground tree. They bravely struck down the druid, but before they could celebrate their victory, a swarm of knights came in to apprehend the party. They were told they were under arrest for stealing from the Empire and the murder of Imperial Knights, a crime that, to their knowledge, none of them committed. Now our adventurers will emerge from the citadel and into a vast world. In the north, where our story currently resides, sits the Farron Empire. The Empire has existed for several hundred years and currently stretches over the entire northern half of the continent and features a variety of terrain, climate, and cultures. Looming over all is the Imperial Army. Led by King Talbot Farron, the Farron Empire is seen as a suppressive power by some, but is loved by others. The Empire is known for keeping a tight grip on its citizens, though they're also known for trying to maintain a good reputation, often enlisting the aid of mercenaries to carry out less savory tasks. The other major faction on this continent is the Salvat Alliance. The Salvat Alliance takes up the southern half of the continent and was formed from a rebellion against the Empire. In the time since the rebellion, these two factions have engaged in numerous conflicts and wars. While rulers have made attempts at peace, it never seems to stick. One of the central reasons for this is the Salvat Alliance's strict attachment to religion. Though they have different names and varying stories of his deeds, all of the areas of the Alliance believe in a human man that killed the god of death, took his power, and used it to save the continent from evil. Many also believe he spent years teaching his followers to spread goodness in the world, and once he believed humanity was ready, he sacrificed his power for the world, allowing beings to harness magic. This attachment to religion was also one of the driving forces behind the rebellion. Back then, the Empire saw religious worship and the ever-growing Salvat Church as a threat to their power and began to limit or outright ban worship. However, the Alliance won the war, and in the time since the Revolution, the Salvat Church has grown more and more powerful. Now, the Church is the de facto government of the country and has been known to enforce religious participation with an iron fist. This is the world that our adventurers will emerge into, shackled by imperial chains. Now, it's time to see what the next chapter of their story will bring. The 3 of you retrace your steps through the Sunless Citadel. However, this time, instead of strolling proudly, forcing everyone you meet to kiss dragon feet, you're in chains, being forced along by heavily armored knights. As you make your way past the goblin's lair and into the kobold area, you begin to smell the horrid stench. Damn it, Jeff. You begin to smell the horrid stench of a battlefield. The closer you get, the stronger the smell becomes. Once you reach Ustral's Hall, you see the battleground for yourself.
I forgot about the fucking war.
The war restarted.
I forgot we had to walk by this.
Oops.
There are consequences to your actions.
They read you that?
Meepo, close your eyes, please.
Why? How did that happen?
Yeah, please cut in with whatever banter you wanted. I just look up and see Alex just like die.
Because that's your wife. As soon as you said battlefield, I was like, yeah, we're gonna walk through this.
Yeah, it does. It's not clean. Okay, once you reach Ustral's Hall, you see the battleground for yourself. Dead goblins and kobolds lay everywhere, as you see. And you see many others badly wounded. You try to survey the battlefield to determine a victor, but the dead and living on both sides seem to be about equal. At the far end of the room, you see both Durin, who was the goblin chief, and Ustral, who was the kobold leader, in chains similar to your own, with Imperial Knights watching over them. As King Farron enters the hall, Ustral pulls against her chains and calls out to him, and she says, King Farron, good, majestic King Farron, I am Ustral, leader of this noble and ancient kobold tribe, and if you could lend me a word, I would be most appreciative. You see, there's been a terrible mistake. Your valiant knights here, under the impression that me and my honorable men were working with that awful druid Bellic, and that is not the case. It was the goblins who stole the citadel from us, and it's the goblin that was aiding him in his dark deeds. We, as the blood of dragons, were fighting for our land against these barbarians. We were fighting to reclaim it for you, my king. Surely you can see that the goblins are the ones to be punished, not us. And then King Farron stops for a moment with an irritated look on his face. He turns to Ustral and says, "The Empire has no use for goblins or kobolds who aid the Empire's enemies and meddle in the lives of local townsfolk. What's left of both of your tribes will live out the rest of your days in the Dragon Sands." And the king turns and continues walking on. And Durin, the Goblin King, just bursts out laughing at the top of his lungs. He says, "What's wrong, Ustral? I thought you were the blood of the dragon. This should be a second home for you." And then as you're like kind of walking past the scene, you Avarice, Meepo kind of locks eyes with you, and then he turns and looks to Ustral, and then looks back at you, and then back at Ustral, and he kind of has a conflicted look on his face. He's kind of like stopped, and he's just kind of...
Technically, y'all won. Two of y'all lived, and only one of them lived.
Meepo kind of like whispers to you in this like moment that you have and says, "Give me one reason why I shouldn't go with them. The three of you have tormented me, tortured me, made my life a living hell. Give me one reason why I shouldn't go with them."
If we didn't like you, we would have left you here and you would be dead.
I'm going to need you to like come up with a compelling reason why Meepo's not going to abandon you and go with the kobolds, because you have treated him like absolute shit.
In my head, that is a compelling reason. In Avarice's head, because he thinks he's great friends with Meepo.
So I don't know if I should make you roll for this or make you like say things. I don't know. I guess
that is about the best reason. Just Avarice. Avarice in his mind is great friends with Meepo.
We'll play the video game. Roll a persuasion check. Yeah. I want Meepo to
you can make me roll with disadvantage too, because it's a shitty, like it's not a good.
I want Meepo to be with you, but I feel like I have to. Meepo has to like fight back on this a little bit.
Do I roll with disadvantage?
Nah.
Oh, okay,
just go.
Hey, Darvan, is Avarice
Or like,
a
I'm about to say,
sociopath?
do one of one of y'all want to like pitch in to like try to convince?
I don't know.
Meepo?
I don't think that we can make a compelling argument.
I don't know either.
Give me a second. I have to. It's going to take a while because I'm doing this all on my phone.
And I'm sorry to do this to you, Alex. I want Meepo to be with you as well.
No. I think this has to be
Yeah.
the way it goes. You said persuasion, by the way.
Yeah. I just thought about this and I'm like, he's going to pass by the kobolds.
14. Yeah, I literally just tell him, it's like, hey, if we didn't like you, you would be with them dead. that's all I say. And I just look like just a blank face, like, what? We're friends, right, Meepo?
Well, I can pitch in, but it's a pretty morbid argument.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, so Darvan looks at Meepo and he's like, he sighs. He's like, look, man, I know we, and when I say we, I really mean Avarice over here. I know we kind of treated you like hot garbage, but trust me, you don't want to stay with your people.
I look really confused at that, like, what?
Don't worry about it. This place,
Don't think about it too hard.
don't think about it too hard. This place sucks ass. I mean, look, everyone's dead, and your people, they're gone, my dude. And so I think you'd be better coming with us.
I mean, the Dragon Sands would be terrible, but you guys might be going to an Imperial prison. That could be worse.
Trust me, I've been to both, and I would take Imperial prison any day.
I've escaped from a few prisons myself.
All right, you roll a persuasion check as well, and I'll try to. I'll
I was a
determine
14.
that. Yeah.
We
The
ate
14
rat
helps a lot.
together.
I'm doing this a little unconventional.
Oh, Jesus.
Roll the night.
Add your persuasion modifier as well. It's going to be like 20 plus.
Yeah. Let's see here.
All right, Meepo's
Yeah.
coming.
+4.
Or baby
23.
boy's coming home.
All right, well, congratulations, Avarice. You're
Yes. Avarice only wants Meepo and his dragon, and he's happy.
I did
Not even his dragon. I will serve Cal.
Meepo kind of like looks back at Ustrael for a moment again, and then the Imperial Knights start yelling back for all of you to like start moving because you all kind of stopped during this whole encounter. And he breathes in really deep, and he turns and follows you.
There you go, little buddy.
Y'all,
I'll give him an actual reason too. As you start walking, it's like, at least this way you can keep protecting Cal, because he is assigned to protect her. So he's pretty useless.
I suppose.
But dang it, he is assigned to protect her.
I literally had like a note in here that said, "Make players convince Meepo why he should stay with them instead of going with the kobolds." There we go. Sorry, let me get back on track. That was very important.
Yeah,
Where
that's
Meepo's
fine.
fate goes. I mean, I legitimately had branching paths for.
Don't worry, Avarice will have saw out Meepo if he left.
You're like, we gotta do this. But like, I was like, no, we must find Meepo.
He's in danger, guys. What
I'm
do we
sorry,
do?
we gotta find Meepo.
The last thing you see before you're escorted out of the room is the look of defeat and shock on Ustral's face, and the Imperial Knights rounding up all the surviving goblins and kobolds. All of you are escorted the rest of the way out of the Citadel. The Imperial soldiers created a large elevating platform that you are placed on to raise you out of the Citadel, like that cliff that y'all went down. As you emerge atop the cliff, you come face to face with the Imperial host. Wagons upon wagons line the old road leading away from Oakhurst, with countless knights riding upon great war horses. The knights stare you down with a mixture of curiosity and disdain. You are sat here on the side of the road for a while, watching the Imperial host work. A sizable group of peasants from Oakhurst are gathered on the other side of the road, trying to peer through to get a look at the knights, and if they're lucky, a look at King Farron himself. You watch as the knights lift load upon load of valuables from Bellic's lair. You see great swords with shimmering hilts, golden necklaces with diamonds in them, a large staff with magical energy pulsing from it, an ornate mirror with foreign writing inscribed on its edge, a skull with rubies where its eyes should be, and many more like this. You even see them pull up large statues that stand far above your head. After a while, you're finally escorted back down the road a ways, and if y'all want to banter at all, go for it. But
I use comprehend language. What did the foreign writing say as it went by?
you cannot decipher.
Okay, so it's in code then. So like I can't understand code. That's it.
Yep. After a while, you are finally escorted.
On spell slot.
Oh, is that a spell slot?
That's a spell slot.
It's a joke. It's a joke about butts.
It's a very edgy meme from the early 2000s.
I mean, yeah, I'll just say you cast the spell, and you're supposed to be able to read anything with that, but you could read nothing.
Okay, interesting.
After a while, you are escorted back down the road a ways. You are placed into a covered wagon with several other prisoners, all in chains and sitting on the ground with their backs against the wall. 4 Imperial soldiers stand around the wagon. So you get in here, and the other prisoners in here. There are 2 orcs. There's 2 like very intimidating looking orcs, both male. And then there's 2 fire genassis, which are these like elemental people, whatever. They're like red. Yeah, Alex knows from the Adventure Zone, whatever. And there's a male and female one in there, and you are sat across from them. And one of the big orcs looks at all of you and says, "What are you here for?"
Killing a
What are we here for again?
twig person?
Looting.
We did loot.
Inciting violence.
This was a historical monument that we did try to loot.
Yeah.
But was for a good purpose. It was to save 2 other looters.
It's just kind of looting all over the place. Just criminals on criminals.
Mass mayhem.
Okay.
We did maybe incite a war as well, but we don't know if they know that was us yet.
The other orc beside the one that just talked says, "Torgo killed a man." That's Torgo. I'm Ned. I helped him kill the man.
Nice.
I point to Brutus and it's like, Brutus has killed a few men.
I've done that a couple times in my life.
That's pretty choice, dude.
Yeah. I like you.
It's their friendship with Torgo.
It's just that meme of like the 2 muscly hands clasping together.
You also pointed me at Meepo's killed a few as well. He cried though.
Meepo's not proud. I don't know. Did I kill anyone, you fellers? I don't remember. I forgot that I had fire. That was about all I remember.
You saved Brutus whenever he had a sword
I
through
saved
him.
this big boy's life. Yeah.
No,
I appreciate that.
Erky's conscience is clean.
Not 100% happy with this situation. I started helping you fellers, and then now I'm on my way to an Imperial prison. That's not too great.
Well,
can we talk about that? They did say that we were being arrested for stealing valuables and murdering Imperial knights. Is that something you guys did that I'm not aware of? That y'all just failed to tell me about?
On the way to it, who did you do any of that, Bruce? I don't.
You don't even remember who the hell you killed.
I can't lie. Half this whole adventure has been a blur.
I mean, he has an excuse. He's high off his mind 24/7. But you two should at least know who you killed.
If they don't actually say, I don't really care.
Do you know how many sandwiches you've eaten in your life?
This is a fucked up group I'm with.
Oh, speaking of what, I try to go for my back. I want some of that rat, and I just can't seem to with the chains get it.
I would say they have disarmed you of like all your bags.
I kept it in my boot.
Oh,
though.
okay.
I've got my boot.
Why would you want to eat that?
It adds to the flavor.
Yeah.
Okay. The male fire genasi said, just not get left out. We tried to rob a bank. I mean, it's not important, but hi, that's why we're here. Hi.
How far did y'all get?
I mean, through the front door, I guess. That not too much further.
Did y'all
than
really
that.
get stopped by the guards?
Hey, shut up! You're in here too.
They had an army.
They had big swords.
Did y'all not? How much planning was put into this? Seems like a very
This is
shoddy
our first time, okay?
Apparently the
Leave
last.
us alone.
But also,
Okay, after a few minutes of waiting in the wagon, you see the door to the wagon open up, and the mysterious woman the mysterious woman from the encounter before steps into the wagon, and she looks at the soldiers around the wagon and says, "I wish to speak with these men alone." And she gestures to all of you. She says, "Escort the others out." And the soldiers do as she commands, leaving the 5 of you. I did get that right? Like 3 of you, Arky and Meepo. Yeah.
What about Cal? Where's Cal?
Cal is somewhere else. They apprehended Cal. Cal cannot fit in this wagon. The wagon's not big enough for that. Yeah, you don't know where Cal is. Cal is dragged off somewhere else. So they escort everyone out and leave the 5 of you alone. And so the 5 of you are alone with this woman. And she says, "Hello, gentlemen. I know that wasn't the best of introductions.
By fair and law, you need to tell us what we're being arrested for.
I'll get there. I
know my rights.
You are very studied, youngster. I like that. But I'll get there. Please trust me. We're not the enemies that we seem like we are. I hope you'll give me this chance to start again. My name is Naomi, and I'm gonna be honest with you boys. I know you didn't steal from the capital. The truth is, Bellic used to work for us. He was a botanist at the capital, but he was a botanist with the flair for the magical. He was a great asset, and his little experiments doubled our harvest, and his remedies cured sickness we thought were incurable. But unfortunately, Bellic was also greedy, as well as a little insane, as you've certainly seen. We knew Bellic had stolen valuables using magic and fled the capital, and we'd been trying to track him down for a long while. It wasn't until we caught a goblin trying to sell the queen's necklace that we finally had a lead. We shook the goblin down. He pointed us to his master, a powerful druid named Bellic, who was holed up in an abandoned citadel outside Oakhurst. And that's why we're here, for Bellic. However, once I saw that what you had done in the citadel and the power you had over Bellic and your ability to tame dragons, I knew this mission had a more important end than revenge and a few stolen valuables. Naomi's face turns serious for a second. She looks all of you in the eye. She says, "The truth is, I need you. For the sake of the Empire, the continent, and the world, I need every capable fighter I can get. And I apologize about the chains and the arrest, but my mission is too important to risk you boys not cooperating. I'll warn you boys, this is the part of the story that's a bit harder to grasp. This is where people usually start calling me a liar or a lunatic or a witch. You might not believe me, but you'll see soon enough that the threat I'm telling you about is very real." She takes a deep breath and pauses for a moment, staring at the ground, and after a moment she picks her head up and begins again. "I come from a different world than yours. A world with different people, different gods, different magic, and hopefully a different fate. I'm here because my world and everyone I've loved have been decimated by gigantic hellish creatures that we call the Endbringers. These creatures are unlike anything in your world. They are the apocalypse, and though my people have fought many hardships, when these creatures rose from the earth and came for mankind, we never stood a chance. The apocalypse of our world was not something preordained, it was caused. I'm not in your world now for refuge. I'm here because I know who did this, and your world is where she's hiding. Her name is Ashara. She was the king's daughter. However, her family wasn't an ordinary royal family. They possessed the power of gods. Nobody knows for sure how it began, but in each generation of Ashara's family, one child is given the power of a god. And every generation, that individual has served as a protector for our people. Until Ashara. The day that Ashara's father passed and her powers awakened, The day when she was supposed to become our savior, she instead became our doom. On that day, she murdered her way through the castle, killing the very men and women who raised her and loved her. She killed them, fled her home, and vanished. There was a brief moment of confusion amongst our people, but the confusion turned to panic once the Endbringers began to rise from the ground. The monsters decimated our world, seeking out any and all life it could find. I watched as my people were killed by the thousands. As the daughter of a great lord, I led many men and women into battle against the creatures, and I watched as every one of them died, my family included. Even when we took one down, there was always more to take their place. In the end, the Endbringers wiped out nearly everything. Some pockets of humanity can still be found in underground tunnels or in the deep mountains, but they live a hard life that will never have a chance to grow. Whenever they sense life, the Endbringers stop at nothing to see it snuffed out. For a while, I lived in the remnants of the royal castle. The kingdom's head mage tirelessly studied for a way to fight the beast, but he failed. He did, however, manage to track Ashara's whereabouts. He discovered that Ashara had crossed realities and was living in your world. With the mage's help, I was able to cross here as well. And at that time, the Farron Empire and the Salvan Alliance were at war, and she was living in the Alliance. I tracked her down, and for a time, I studied her. Just quick check. How are you boys doing? Are we still conscious? We still good?
No, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Captivated.
No.
Most people are already screaming at me by this point in the story.
No, story sounds a little familiar.
Interesting. Okay. I tracked her down, and for a time I studied her. She
not the Doombreaker part, by the way. I'm at the passing down God. Never mind. Just ignore me. Just keep going.
That's familiar to you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Reminds me of someone I know. But wait, then the entire time the little symbol on my arm has been like burning, listening to that story.
I don't know if I should make a deception check for that, but now I'll let it go. I'll let it go. She lived in Zamora, which all of your characters would know that Zamora is a major city in the South Alliance. Okay. She lived in Zamora, and she was living a normal life until one day she struck again. I was in the city when it happened. The Zamora Cathedral, the largest church in the world, erupted into blinding bright light and crumbled into ash. And also your characters would know about this too. They know about the Zamora Cathedral being destroyed, but you all thought that it was a war attack from the Farron.
You're making a lot of assumptions about Brutus.
Yeah, he might not have comprehended it too well, but he did. You all thought that the bombing or destroying of the Zamora Cathedral was something because the Farron Empire and the South Alliance were at war at that time, and you all know that as a war crime. But she is now saying that it was here. It was the worst damage I'd seen since the day the Endbringers attacked my world. Priests, citizens, and many children were killed in the explosion. It was harrowing. I tried to confront her, but I was bested and barely escaped Zamora with my life. Ashara carved her way out of the city, and I lost her trail for a while. After that, I made my way to the Empire with my eyes set on the king. I knew that the only way I was going to be able to track Ashara down and stand a chance against her was having an army on my side. I slowly worked my way into the king's presence, initially as a performer. Seeing as magic has been outlawed in Catalina, which is the Farron Empire's capital, until King Farron's rule, it was easy to stand out and dazzle commoners with my abilities. Eventually, I worked my way up to performing for the royal family, and after I foiled an assassination attempt on the king, I finally had his attention. I then convinced the king that Ashara and the Endbringers were a real threat, and since then, the king and I have been working together to track and stop Ashara. And I won't lie to you boys, my main driving force in this quest is revenge. Ashara took everything from me, and I want justice. However, bringing Ashara down is also for the good of your world as well. Whatever is driving her actions, this is a woman capable of wiping out everyone you've ever known. Talbot's army is great and necessary, but we need people with magic and extraordinary abilities if we want to take Ashara down. And I need trustworthy men that can act alone, independent of the army. When dealing with someone as powerful as Ashara, surprise is very useful. Marching an army on her location throws out any element of surprise. That's why I need men like you. And I'm sorry to put you in this situation. I truly am. But I swear if you help us accomplish this goal, you will never want for anything again in your life. You will be wealthy men with land, money, men, whatever you desire for the rest of your days. I promise you that.
What about an army?
If you stop the end of the world by bringing down Ashara, you will have.
Give me the entire army of Farron. For
Hold on.
months is all I need them.
Avarice, do you seriously believe this twiddle twaddle? I've heard some tall tales in my time.
If it gives me an army,
this is grade A bullshit
of a major empire, I'll take it.
What do you think, Meepo?
Yeah, Meepo. Hey.
Avarice, what the hell do you need an army for?
We're just going to go across the sea, visit Glister, and maybe destroy an entire clan or two.
What the hell? Cool. Just who the hell are you, Avarice?
Just a tiefling.
Deception check. First roll of Art 2. No, second roll of Art 2. Third roll of Art 2. Don't listen to me, I'm a lie.
Damn, he's down, he's a lie. This whole thing's a lie.
Sorry, it's like lagging, so the rolling dice is taking a second.
That's fine.
He can. Okay, there it is.
Oh,
sorry,
damn.
again, this one.
Oh no.
There should be no like this should be like the most expedition heavy episode we ever do. So hopefully I won't have to do all that again.
Ooh, even with that plus, it's a 9.
I don't believe you, Avarice. I won't push the subject right now, but
he just smiles.
Ordinary tieflings don't ask for an army to go to Glister and destroy people.
I think most tieflings would accept an army to go conquer enabling civilization.
Okay.
If given that option.
All right, Avarice. Oh boy.
To be frank, Erky, you can never tell Avarice's mouth hole from his asshole.
Darby, come with me. We have some in Glister. We have some bona fide. Give me a second. I'm trying to think of a word.
Take your time, buddy. We got all the time.
No,
for
this is Alex thinking.
Yeah,
This is Alex thinking.
Avarice is way sharper than that. He's way quicker on his feet than that.
Genuine Dollenberries. I know you've heard of these.
That is tempting.
The best high in the entire world is sitting in Glister. There's a field.
But
outside
do we
the
need an
Great
army
Falls. I'll take you there.
Look, you may
Sometimes
offer.
during peak season, golden Dollenberries.
Good old
Darvan
didn't make it 137 years in this world without being able to
It
parse.
said that taking one of these berries will last 5 years. It's a 5-year worth of high. Dang, I can't speak.
Well, I might reconsider your offer when we're not in the middle, arrested in a wagon,
Yeah, can we get these off?
being told some tall tales by some.
I love it. I wanted to continue, but I love that Darvan was like pitched as like the pothead guy or whatever, but he's been the voice of reason this whole time. And I kind of love it.
There has to be some reason. Oh, more spillage.
I'm so sorry. Well, Bard, I know you don't trust me right now, but I promise you will see soon enough that this is a very real threat and something that you need to take seriously. And then, like, right after she says that, before you can respond, there's a knock on the side of the wagon, and the door opens, and Darby's gonna find where he was. Why am I scrolling?
Who the fuck is Darby?
Yeah, she says
I look at Brutus as like, what do you think, Brutus?
I guess how long until I don't owe you anymore? How much until I don't owe you anymore?
Until
you get your army, I assume is the
until we go across a certain continent and
okay. Well, I guess I gotta go whatever you say. And I guess
how about
The-
a grand
sounds-
leader of Meepo? Was Meepo? Hey, what are you thinking?
Meepo is like
I kind of like nudge him and say, "Hey, you've been chosen because of your extraordinary abilities." Like they say, they need people with magic and extraordinary abilities. That's you, Meepo. You've done it.
Meepo's like shaking. The Inbringers are gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me.
don't worry, me, but we're gonna make sure you don't get hurt.
You don't even know what these things are.
I thought worse.
Little dude, the Inbringers can't hurt you because the Inbringers don't exist.
What if
all
we're
a
the
bunch of
Inbringers?
Yeah, I mean, really, we're all the Inbringers. As in, we're brought to the end in this wagon.
Global heating is the real problem, Meepo.
Yeah, while all this is going on, you heard a knight like walked up, or it was a knight walked up to the edge of the wagon and said, "My lady, Sir Garrus would like a word with you. It's urgent." And Naomi smiles politely at all of you, and she says, "If you boys would excuse me, there will be time to explain more later. But before I go, I thought I should tell you, we tore down the Gunthish tree after we left the Citadel, and we thought that this would lift Bellic's curse from Sharwin and Bradford. But once the tree was uprooted, both of them died. We've done everything we could to bring them back. But it seems like they were already gone. Bellic's magic was never going to be reversed. And this is precisely why unstable and immoral people shouldn't have powerful magic like this, and hopefully why you will understand how desperate I am."
I totally agree with immoral people not supposed to have powerful magic. That just
I'm
seems
glad
wrong.
we're on the same page. But we told their mother that you did everything you could for them, and we're going to pay you what she owed you. We didn't make her pay, but we are going to do it. And she reaches into her pocket and she pulls out 300 gold pieces for each of you. And so you can add that to your inventory. She just places them in all your backpacks. And then she says, "Thank you, gentlemen. We'll talk later." And she steps out of the tent and the door closes behind her. Well, at least I got something out of this. 300 gold pieces is pretty nice. I didn't even know how much gold y'all were getting. I just wanted to get out of the goblin lair.
This is probably the most gold Meepo has ever seen.
Yeah, Meepo's just like,
Meepo is actually like, he's probably rich now.
Like, what is money?
See, Meepo, if you would have went with them, you wouldn't be literally rich now.
Meepo says, "I don't need any of y'all now. I'm rich."
Well, you're still arrested.
No?
Yeah, I am.
And more than likely, if you try to flee, they'll kill you.
I can pay for a big, strong man, stronger than Brutus, to protect me.
Whoa, let's
Let's not say crazy
My
things
price
now.
is 100 gold pieces.
Now Meepo is the leader.
Why, hello there. I am Darby Hallman, your dungeon master and your backstreet boy, because I'm back. And it's gonna be me. Thank you guys so much for listening to the first episode of Arc 2 of our podcast, Nerds and Dragons. I am super excited because from everything you're hearing right now and everything you're going to hear onwards is all the campaign that I have written. We are no longer going off of the module. This is all super original stuff, and I hope it's good. I am going to go ahead and say this whole episode, and maybe even the next string of episodes, is going to have a lot of exposition-heavy stuff. It's kind of just hard to avoid because, I have to set up this whole world, and I am very new to doing all of this. So I definitely don't have the most clean way of putting in exposition. And, I'd ask for you to bear with me on that. I'm sure as I get more arcs and more story beats under my belt, I'm going to get a lot better at it. The other thing is, I think some of this exposition dialogue, I definitely like listening back to it, think it sounds a little too scripted and a little too reading off of paper. So I apologize for that. I really do think it's going to get a lot better, but I am early on this. But I hope that you are enjoying the story and the story setup at least. I want to really quick thank Hanu Digsit for our theme song, Distant Lands, that you can hear at the beginning and end of this podcast. If you're interested in advertising on the show, just contact us at nerdsatlargecontact@gmail.com, and maybe we can work something out. Also, if you want a character named after you, tweet about the show using the hashtag NerdsAndDragons, and I might choose from, the list of people who tweet out and name some NPCs after you. We have a lot of NPCs coming up in the next few episodes and beyond, but there's a lot of kind of story characters that we're about to start meeting. It's going to be a lot of fun. So there's definitely time for you to get yourself on a main character named after. So that is exciting. So the episodes of this arc, as well as the kind of in-between arc that's probably going to happen between this arc and the next one, these all should be coming out 1 week at a time. Not 100% sure how many episodes it'll be, but they should be coming out every week. In between arcs is a little more fuzzy on how long it'll take. I know this one took a little longer than I wanted it to. It's just a lot of work to get this done. So you should be able to enjoy a nice string of episodes one after another in this next little bit, but then there might be a little bit of a break. So just stay tuned to our Twitter account at NerdsAtLarge or our Facebook NerdsAtLarge, and we will let you know when we're firing up the whole fantasy train again. All right, that's all I got. Let me know what you think about the episode. Hope you like it. I'll let you get back to it. We will see you next week, which should be February 21st. 2020 is already slipping out of our hands. All right, thank you guys. Bye. Okay, so all of you sit in the wagon for a time, contemplating everything you just heard, and your newfound money, I guess. Yeah, there you go.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
A bit of time passes, and you begin to hear wagons move around yours. A door opens to your wagon, and two human women step in. One of them has a small frame, light brown skin, black hair tied into a bun, and bright blue eyes. She is dressed in white robes that identify her as a magic user and a healer. The other woman is larger and looks more battle ready. She has curly hair, light brown skin, and a very muscular physique. The second woman wears light armor and an impressive great axe strapped to her back. The healer lady addresses you first, and she says, and I apologize for like all my women sounding the same, but I don't have many female voices to
Go
launch
super
out
Irish
there.
with one.
You don't want to hear me try.
Make him Irish.
Yeah, we go full on Game of Thrones in here. Hello, gentlemen. My name is Abby. I am King Farron's cousin, and this is my sister Ada. Ada waves, and almost as soon as the door closes behind them, the wagons begin to move again. Or for the first time. The wagon wasn't moving before. It begins moving. So plans have changed a bit. Naomi is a bit preoccupied at the moment, so we've been told to bring you up to speed. You know about Ashara, correct?
Yeah.
She went through that. Who's Ashara? Well, we just got word that we might have spotted her. We had suspicions that she was in this area based off of word of mouth, which is part of the reason why this whole royal wedding was held in this held here anyway. We were going to do some searching of nearby towns, but apparently that won't be necessary. If our soldiers are to believe, Ashara is on the move. She was stopped leaving Ruby Rock, a nearby dwarven mining town, working as a deliverer. Because of the power and threat Ashara poses, our soldiers are told not to engage her if spotted. Instead, our men allow her to pass, but continue to track her and send word to us as fast as possible. Luckily for us, she's apparently en route to Trine, which you all know that Trine is a large elven city in the Farron Empire, which is very close by. Now we're turning this whole host to meet her in Trine and try to catch her and apprehend her. We're hoping to corner her in the city and take her down, which I know this is bad news for you guys because you on your first day, we might be going to fight someone with god powers. It's not good. It's not a good look. It's not great. But the good news is if we're successful, you are all going to be free rich men by tomorrow.
Cool.
There you go.
Sure.
Apparently, Ashara is delivering to a bar in Trine called the Bucking Bronco. She's going under the alias Henrietta. Naomi is concerned that if we barge in with an entire army, we'll alert Ashara of our presence. That's why we're going to send Ada and the three of you in first. None of you, including Ada, look like Imperials, so Ashara shouldn't suspect anything by seeing you. I think it's partially that and partially a test to see what you're capable of. And then Ada chimes in and says, she also probably sees you as expendable. And Abby says, yes, I suppose that's also a possibility, but hey, it's easy to impress when expectations are low, right?
I hold up my chain hand. Can we at least be unchained and have our equipment back?
Yes, that we will do that.
I hold it up and it's like, do it now, please.
All right, she unleashes all of your chains. She does not have your equipment.
I start running
in this enclosed wagon.
I think Avarice just embraces Meepo.
I've been waiting this whole time. Yeah. Yeah, she starts making grudge noises. Okay, we want you. We want you to go to the Bucking Bronco and look and ask around to find if she's been there. If you find her, alert us and we will move in. Do not try to engage her alone. She is very powerful and your chances against her by yourself will not be high. We're hoping that our army and the siege weapons that we brought, because we knew this might be a possibility, will be enough to take her down. But according to Naomi, while Ashara has incredible power, she is mortal. She's not a god outright. And with the right shot, we can kill her. So I know this is a lot. It's certainly more than anyone should be asked of immediately, and hopefully you don't die. I'll be cheering for you. But we are traveling to Trine now, so I guess do whatever mental preparations you have to go through to be successful.
Can we say no?
No.
Well,
I mean, you could be locked in an Imperial prison cell. I guess that's an option.
fine.
Any magic shops on the way? We do have some money to blow.
I mean, Trine has plenty of shops. I don't think we're gonna have the kind of time to go perusing through.
I start knocking on the front of it. It's like, move faster. We can make time.
Yeah, she said think, not no.
Yeah. Hey, move it. Roll to see if horses move faster. Can we get 30 minutes of time? Let's see.
Put it on the clock.
So you guys go through. You guys are traveling along in the cart with I guess y'all are in the cart with Ada and Abby, just hanging out on the way to this large elven city of
I'm
Trine.
Gambling with Urky Timbers.
All right, can we get some of that?
Yeah, we're playing blackjack.
Roll a performance check.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You roll Urky, I'll roll myself.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Who's
in? Bruce, you playing?
Yeah, who else playing?
I'll play.
Wait, what are we gambling? Like, how much are we gambling of your newfound money?
I'm putting 10 down.
Okay.
100.
100. Oh, okay, I'll put 100 down too.
Brutus
Darvan
is daring, but not a betting man.
Darvan gambles hard.
All right, Brutus is out.
Is Meepo a part of this?
No fun.
What about the two girls?
Yeah, everyone's in.
Everyone's in. Okay,
Everyone's in, but Brutus.
Jesus, someone's about to make a ton of money, maybe. It does not look it's going to be me.
Let's see here. D20.
At the
17 plus 6.
Per performance. Oh, his performance is so good. Oh,
Wait,
no.
what?
Never gamble against the bar, bitch.
I know, I'm not. Oh, no, I'm looking. Oh, it's only +3. Oh, no, that's 6.
Oh, no.
No. Oh, please, someone take his money. We're giving this maybe to NPCs that don't need it.
What is performance under? I have a very simplified character sheet here.
Charisma.
Okay.
God,
Meepo
you
rolled
had proficiency in everything in it.
Meepo rolled a 12. I had to go back.
He didn't. He lost. So that's
How much money did I win?
This is very important.
3, 4,
Yeah, what's
5. You might have won like 500 gold pieces.
Hell yeah.
You said everyone was doing 10, right?
No, he went to 100.
Yeah, I put in 100.
Oh, I missed that.
he put in 100.
Abby rolled a 20.
Natural 20?
21, actually.
Oh.
Was it a natural 20?
Yes.
I have a 23.
He has a 23. He has a 17 plus 6.
Yeah. So, all right, I haven't rolled the Ada yet. I had to go find all their models. just for this, the most important check in the game.
Don't forget about Urky Timbers and everyone.
Ada rolled an 8. Absolutely not. We're just trying to see if anyone could beat. Yeah, Urky's the last one.
Come on, Urky.
What you got, Urk?
Nope.
Roll a 2.
Okay, minus 100. Time to minus 100 for my inventory. That hurt.
Hey, you brought up the gambling.
Don't worry, I'll bring it up again too.
All of you.
Don't worry, Darvan. I'll get you back. Everything comes back around.
Yeah.
Meepo finally has gold for once in his life, and he just lost a third of it. He lost a third of it.
Well, congrats on not getting involved. Roll to see what you would have gotten. I'm just interested to see if you would have.
Natural 20.
Wait, so how much was the pot again? Was it 500?
500
Okay.
was the pot.
I got an
That
8
wasn't
plus
including
whatever.
yours.
So
So.
400.
Yeah.
7. Darvan's eating well tonight.
Hey.
No more rat for Darvan.
Okay, when y'all.
Are you talking shit about Rat?
I mean, it'll do, but no. Darvan's got money to blow thanks to all these kind ladies and gentlemen.
Y'all arrive at like out in the outskirts of the city of Trine, and you are let out of your wagon and into you are standing with the imperial host amongst a bunch of other knights and horses and other stuff like that. Good old medieval stuff. And then Ada and Abba. There we go.
Abba.
Dancing Queen. The Dancing Queen herself. Ada and Abby walk up with 3 knights in like very regal looking white armor, and she introduces them all to you. I'm not going to go super into it, but these are just characters that you'll need to know. She said, all right, boys, this is Sir Garrus, Sir Regis, and Sir Aaron. They are knights of the Kingsguard. They're going to be fighting with us today, and they'll be a great asset to us. They are all incredible fighters, and we'll be lucky to have them on our side. And Sir Garrus is kind of an he's like older human man with like white hair and white beard. Picture like Reinhardt, Overwatch Reinhardt. That's what I was basing him off of for show.
I really want to have a beer with him then.
Yeah, and he is a paladin who wears Kingsguard armor and a giant greatsword. Then Sir Regis is a dragonborn male who's kind of middle-aged. He has green scales and he wields a spear. And then Sir Aaron is a tabaxi, which is like a Khajiit, basically. Yeah. Tabaxi male. And he is the youngest of the 3 of them. His fur is yellow with a little bit of brown, and he is a sorcerer. So, yeah, old man, sword, middle-aged, dragonborn, which is basically Argonian. Like,
why didn't you give him a giant maw? You should have gave him a giant maw.
Too late to
have really Reinhardt him out.
Okay, getting ready. All right, Ada walks up to you, the 3 of you, and says, "How we feeling, boys? How we feeling about the mission?"
Like I just lost 100 gold. That I just got over an hour ago.
I mean, I lost the 100 gold as well, but I mean, I guess I'm not in prison, so I guess that is the plus on my side.
Look, Ada, you seem like a nice person, so we can just cut the bullshit. We all know that there's no such thing as the Endbringers. We all know that this person doesn't have, magic powers that can blow up cathedrals. You can tell us what's really going on. What is she? Did she steal something like Bellic? Is she like a spy for the Salvat Alliance? You gotta connect the dots, man. This whole continent is gonna blow, and there ain't no mumbo jumbo from another world coming in.
Darvan, I understand that it's crazy, and I totally understand why people would not believe her, and I don't know how much I believe her or trust her, but I do trust Talbot. I do trust the king. He is my cousin. I've known him since I was my entire life, and he has seen these horrors. Naomi has shown him, and I trust him. I know that he would not. He is about the most pragmatic, humorless man I know. He would not lie about this.
Well, I look at Darvan. It's like, hey, either way, this is just gonna be an easy paycheck. If this is just some normal girl,
I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying, we don't need to like freak out and be all delicate about this matter. It's just some girl. Brutus can just go in there, pick her up, and we can be done with this whole damn thing. And
some
I can go
boy
home.
did stab a hole through Brutus.
Sir
maybe we should send Meepo instead.
Be stealthy.
No, she said the 3 of you. She said that the kobold would stand out too much, and I'm going to take that and run with it. See ya. And he walks away. Meepo walks away.
I don't remember that being said.
It was said off screen. It wasn't said to you. Meepo was saying she said that to him, not to y'all.
I look at Abby as like, are you sure we can't take him? Like, we're really close. Like, without us, he gets separation anxiety.
He's like our mascot.
Is he out of earshot? Okay. I mean, Surely he was not very integral to everything you did in the Citadel, right?
I think he has the highest body count.
I find that hard to believe.
He's a cold hard killer. Don't make no mistake.
He cried the first time. After that, it's just...
He did throw up the second time. A little the third time, especially when he got slashed up.
Yeah. But by the end, you can tell in his eyes.
You can tell his eyes.
He's for real.
I think he has the taste of blood.
Yeah.
We're concerned about sending big Imperial soldiers, or just really anyone who would stand out too terribly much, that is also incompetent. I mean, Meepo is going to do nothing for you. We are kind of, I mean, no offense to the two of you, the man wields magic. I mean, this is who we're like, if someone has a chance against her, or has a chance to get you guys out of here alive, I would imagine it's this tiefling. I mean, this boy is really big too. I mean, you're just a bard, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, look. Avarice, yeah, I mean, this dude has gotten us into more shit than like any other person I've met. And I've been alive for
one thing that has ended up bad.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we like caused a war in some godforsaken ruins.
They were racist anyways.
I saw dead children.
You like resurrected some poor goblin and like made him your slave.
Listen, I only used the image of a dead goblin. It wasn't actually him.
Abby turns to the Ada and he's like, "Is Naomi sure about this?"
But I mean, if you want to,
but listen, I rescued Cal. I rescued Meepo. We rescued Erky Timbers. We almost rescued 2 people, but they were dead by the time we got there. We couldn't done anything about that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, technically, they destroyed the tree. They killed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's on us. That makes you feel better. Then yeah, that's on us.
Yeah. Hey. Our batting percentage is 3 out of 5. I think we're doing pretty good.
You know what? That's over 500.
I mean, maybe 3 out of 6 due to the war. Some people might see that as a negative.
At this point, Darvin's just like, whatever. He just throws his hands up and he's like, let's just go talk to this lady and we'll see what happens.
Okay, Ada says, all right, before we go on this, just wanted to tell you what's going on right now. The four of us are going to go into the city and try to find signs of Ashara's presence. Whether she's been here already or hasn't gotten here yet, we're not sure. We got here as fast as we could, but we will find out. She was supposed to deliver to the Bunking Bronco, so we're obviously going to look there. But I do have another theory that I think we should look into. It's well known that Ruby Rock, the dwarven town that she's coming from, and Trine, the town that we are currently in, hate each other. A while back, there was a mine at Ruby Rock that had a massive explosion you might have heard about. Every last miner working that day died, including the Lord of Ruby Rock's wife. It was a tragic accident. But the Lord of Ruby Rock claims that this wasn't an accident. He claims that there was a wagon that contained explosives that went into the mine, and he claims that it came from Trine. And he's made accusations that the Lord of Trine, Carvo Ashford, is the one who sent it. There's no way to know for sure, but the two of them were already fighting before this even happened. The Empire is searching for a new Warden of the West that would get lots of power and money, and both men were vying for the position very hard. And it would make sense to me if Corvo was trying to thin out the competition. He's kind of a fucking piece of work. If we meet him, you'll see what I mean. So, yes, we should look at the Bucking Bronco, but I could see this being... I mean, we don't know what Ashara's motives are, but I don't know if it's a coincidence that there's a demigod or whatever you would call her heading between these two cities. So maybe we should keep an eye on Corvo as well. There we go.
All right. There we go.
All right, let's ready up.
Scene set.
Avengers roll out.
What the fuck are the Avengers? What's Spoon talking about?
Yeah, hey, that's a really cool name. Should we call ourselves the Avengers?
Yeah. Were we avenging?
Well, you see.
How about the Defenders? Defenders.
The Defenders? Because we're defending the realm.
Oh.
Well, technically, we also couldn't be the Avengers because we're avenging the previous world that was destroyed by that young lady over there.
How about Trace Horny Boys? No, I don't think.
Wait a minute.
How about we call ourselves Overwatch?
Oh! That boy's got it!
My code name will be Winston. Darvan can be Tracer. Reinhardt. Meepo could be Brigitte. Urky Timbers is definitely a Sombra.
Okay.
And that little voice in my head that gives me the monologue can be it's definitely Mercy.
So it's all just like your
Christ.
schizophrenic personalities to them?
I was talking about you, the voice in my head.
Okay. I was half paying attention. I'm busy playing
Darvan,
God here.
Did you know about him hearing voices in his head?
No, but this doesn't surprise me. That dude is one crazy bird.
I feel like he's getting crazy as we go on.
I love that you started the war and forgot that you started the war.
Well, I remember the war happened. I kind of wasn't expecting the scene to take us through. I was expecting us to be like starting the scene like in a prison cell, like time has passed. I wasn't expecting us to like immediately start off like exactly where we were and have to walk through it. So that's the reason I'm like, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he's gonna make us go through this.
Fuck yeah, I am, dude.
So what are you saying, Darvan?
I was gonna say, you seem like a pretty okay dude as far as like an ex-convict murderer goes. So I would skip out on crazy horn man over here as soon as you can. Take the money and go.
And I do owe him, and I have a code. I hate it, but no. We all gotta live by a code, you know?
Whatever you say. Yeah, definitely. Gotta live by a code.
What's Darvan's code?
Darvan's
God,
code.
my cheeks hurt from smiling.
Good.
Darvan's code. Number one code is Darvan.
Darvan.
Darvan does what Darvan do.
My code is number 1. If I want it, then I go to step 2, and that's I get that thing.
Yeah,
Those are my 2-step process. And it's just a flow chart.
Right.
Yeah. It's one.
It's a Venn diagram.
I'm moving y'all over here to Trine.
It's Prezi.
There are there are commoners on this page on this thing. There are more than what's on here. This is just representative, but I didn't want to like put down 1,000 freaking little things. But that's just
we have wait screen start. Oh no, right, here we go. Here we go. We're finding it.
Alrighty, the city of Trine is a fairly large merchant city. A variety of houses, businesses, and market stalls fill each block. Some parts of the city, like the market square, look pristine, decorated with pretty flowers, benches, a fountain, performers, and many other luxuries. The people in these areas wear lavish clothes, jewelry, and many of them give you dirty, condescending looks. Especially you, Avarice. You are getting quite a few dirty looks and getting the feeling that not many people here have seen a tiefling before. Some look at you with curiosity, others look at you with just kind of disgust. No matter what, you definitely draw the eye. While these areas appear well kept, you don't have to look far to see a completely different picture. As you approach the city, you see streets in Trine where beggars are peddling on the sidewalk, fighting over scraps of food or coin that is tossed their way. Fighting over scraps of food or coin that is tossed their way. The smell of rot and sewage funnels from these streets, blending with the smell of roasted pork coming from the market ahead. Several citizens stare blankly at you and the others traveling through Trine's main street. Intimidating city guards stand along the border between the slums and the main street. While elves are the majority here, the markets and streets are bustling with people of all races, ages, and lifestyles. As you progress through the city, street merchants on the side of the road call out to you, trying to sell you goods. Like, I think Brutus, they especially pinpoint you as someone that might want some mutton. So I think they 10 GP for mutton.
Sure, why not?
He bites.
Get some mutton.
He got some mutton.
Oh.
We did it.
Yeah.
Mutton check. It's successful. Nat 20 on the mutton check.
Roll for mutton.
Are you gonna down that bad boy right now, or is that going into your inventory? Are you sliding that into your backpack?
Slide in my inventory. Darby, take away 10 gold. Because I apparently can't do it.
That sucks.
Brutus can't handle his finances.
Brutus doesn't understand the
What is
ways
money?
of what is money. Brutus has new concepts.
Okay. The main street eventually ends in the central market, a large area with shops, housing, and a great many citizens going about their daily life. A fountain sits in the middle of this area with a stone walkway stretching out in a circle around it. Some places of note in the central mountain is a tavern at the northernmost end with a painting of a large horse throwing off its rider painted across its front wall. Down the street a bit from there is the town jail, and next to that is an elegant house with a set of white stairs leading up to it and several city guards standing watch. In the bottom left corner sits a hospital. To the right of that is a general store, and finally to the right of that is a tailor. And that's where you come, and this is where we actually are on this Roll20 map. And this is the four of y'all strolling up here in Trine. Okay, so we're here. I've never actually been to Trine before. This is Ada talking. I've never actually been to Trine before, but I think it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty obvious where the bucking bronco is. I think we all got that. I don't know. What do you? I was thinking that we could split up and maybe two of us could go to the bucking bronco and two of us could go to Corvo's house. Just in case we don't know where Ashara is, you know, if we wanted to test my theory on Corvo or not. What do you guys think?
That sounds fine to me.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
I call dibs on the tavern.
Me and Darby have such great chemistry. I don't see why we'd break that up.
I'm gonna get.
I tap Bruce's shoulders like, hey, maybe you can get lucky. She's kind of cute.
Up on that hill.
Sorry, I'm not really into humans myself.
Go get him, Tiger.
Go get them.
We're gonna say Ada didn't hear it. But
I did. Avarice does not actually say that.
Yeah, Ada says like I definitely need to be the one to go to Corvo because I have identification of being an Imperial even if I don't look it here where you guys don't, and there's no way Corvo is going to let just any random person in.
Plus, look at him. It's Brutus. It's frightening.
So is Brutus coming with me, or who's coming with me?
Yeah.
Right.
You don't want Darvan talking to some highfalutin aristocrat type.
Some people say I'm not the best with those either. Some.
Okay. All right. Well, me and you, big boy.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay, we're gonna do a split time thing here. Two things happening at once.
All right.
We're going to do bucking bronco with Darvan and Avarice first.
All right.
Bar story with Avarice.
Should go well.
Yeah.
I just looked. This is kind of random, but I can only do Hellish Rebuke actually once. Since I've learned, it's kind of weird. It's just a warlock random thing. So I just saw it. Ready for a bar brawl?
Hell, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Oh, buddy, that's a lot.
Oh, buddy.
The Bucking Bronco is a lively and full bar. A band is playing fast music that many, many drunk patrons are dancing to. In the second room, townsfolk are yelling and peering down into a fighting pit where two men are brutally punching and kicking each other for the crowd's enjoyment. As soon as the two of you walk in, it's kind of a haze in here of just drunk people. It's like it's hot and sweaty, and there's people smoking and just all kind of just chaos in there, and the music's just so loud you can barely hear yourself talk. As soon as you walk in, the commoner here to the right here immediately jumps up, spills his beer, and says, Daryl, look at that man's horns! Oh my God! Look at!
I turn around and try to look at the guy they're looking at.
Well, so can I touch him? Can I touch your horns?
I'm still looking backwards to try to find the guy they're talking to.
I'm just gonna touch him. He walks up and starts reaching up for your horns. So you gonna let him touch your horns?
Yeah, sure.
All right. He just starts like rubbing your horns and just like poking the
How
top.
tall
of
is
them.
this man?
He's
Because
just
I am
like,
5'5". I'm pretty short.
Okay, then about your height, maybe a little
Okay.
taller. He's a little taller, and he's like, he just starts like poking the horns, like. Oh,
Be careful, this part's sharp. A little tip, I touched the tip.
You can poke an eye out with you. Have you ever poked an eye out with that?
I'd start thinking, I was like, one.
Well, they are on top of your head.
He said, "You want a beer? You want to sit down with a beer?"
Hell yeah. I just walk away
All
from
right.
Darvan.
He just goes sit at this table and he hands you a beer and starts drinking. Darvan, what are you doing?
Well, he just looks at Avarice and was like, "Good. He can entertain the local rednecks." Darvan's gonna go up to the barkeep.
Okay, you you make your way through the crowd. You get to the barkeep, and the barkeep says, he's like trying to yell over the crowd, over the music and everything, and he says, "What do you want? What do you want, Bard?"
Well, Darvan's been on the long road and is quite parched and has quite a thirst on him, and he's rolling in some gold. So he slams down some gold coins and I'd like a beer, good barkeep, sir.
Right away, sir. He goes back and he starts pouring you a mug of ale. Man.
They have a weird accent in this city.
A mug of ale.
They also like goofy.
Yeah.
So, a good barkeep, do tell me, have you seen any gods around lately? Or I guess goddesses.
Before I answer that question, can I have whatever you're smoking?
Well, if you would, I mean, sure, if you want. Darvan is happy to share. What you got? I got some nice grass from a nice elvish lady a few miles from here, and then this mushroom. Now I picked this one from a nice goblin fella, but he had a weird accent and kind of like a funny look about him. But trust me, it's totally okay.
Well, you seem like a connoisseur. I'll go with whatever your recommendation is. Just something so I can meet right on your asking about God's level. I
Hell
just
yeah, my
want to
brother.
get on your level.
Darvan slaps the table, rolls him a nice spliff. I guess the barkeep hands him the beer, and he goes, "Cheers, my dude."
Hell yeah.
So have you seen any suspicious little ladies waltz through here who may or may not have god powers, as I am told?
Not aware of any mysterious gods walking around. I gotta be honest with you, Darvan. I need a little more than that. There's some beautiful young ladies that bring the eye of every townsperson in here. Is that what you mean by like a god, like someone looking like a goddess or something? Like, I'm just trying to get on your level, my dude.
Well, I've been told that this person in question that I have been encouraged to find, they say that she's from another world, whatever that means. I mean, I've walked plenty of worlds myself, but this one's pretty out there. Have you seen anybody who's seen a little, you know,
And then
a little not from around these parts?
Before you can answer that, one of the members of the band walks up to you and says, Hey, let me get a hit of that. Hey, you want to play some music, bud? That's a fighting. That's a mighty fine loot you have there on your back.
Darvan gives him a nice high five.
Hell yeah.
Let's do this.
All right.
I've been stuck with some crazy psychopath with horns.
In the background, you hear me yelling about like what's been happening for the last like 2 days.
All right. Can I get something else?
It's like, then this kobold with a knife takes it to the goblin's throat.
Oh my god.
Well, Darvan will chug the rest of his beer and slams the mug down on the table. And
Hell yeah. He's going to join the band?
Go play some tune. Go
Dude.
for a nice jam.
All right.
Jam
Well,
sesh.
you start jamming with this band, smoking, playing. He's over there talking to
We're really productive. We're really on this.
The problem is that I don't remember what Ashara is supposed to look like.
Well, you know that she was making a delivery to this bar.
Right.
What was her name she was going by?
Henrietta. That's right.
Henrietta. Yeah. So when I'm with this guy, I have a beer, but I'm not actually drinking it.
Okay.
I just want to specify that.
Okay.
Not actually drinking it. And I'm with him, and at the end of my story, I mentioned it's like, yeah, now we're here looking for a woman named Henrietta, and I see if he knows anything about this. And I also look over, and I'm like, yeah, and as I see Darvan just like rocking out.
I'm not aware of any Henrietta. No. Is she hot?
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. I like that.
Just let me know if you hear anything, okay?
No, I mean, did I name him? Nope. Let's pull the
Can his name be
name.
Chip?
Yeah. Chip at the bar. He might know. I don't know. I mean, but
Okay.
this brings me down. Let's have another beer.
I'm like, yeah.
You
And I'm
want
here.
to go watch the fight? Oh, you've never seen a fight like a Bunky Bronco fight. I'm telling you, buddy.
I stop on them. Like,
Are we best friends?
I'm like, hell yeah, we're best friends. Actually, no, sorry. I have a best friend. I can't ever cheat on him. Like
That is perfect. I
But
understand.
you could be my supplementary best friend.
Sub best friend.
I'll be your supplement. Wait,
I'll be your sub.
I'll be your sub. I mean, let's go watch the fight. Let's go watch the fight, bud. Let's go. He drags you. Let's go watch it. You gonna go watch the fight?
Hell yeah, I'm watching the
All
fight.
right, we're gonna go watch the fight. All right, you come over here and you
I bet on fighter one.
All right, let's roll. All right, and you watch these two men just absolutely. It's just a brutal, no rules. It's just that you beat until the other one is unconscious or submits, and they're just going crazy. They're going back and forth, and fighter one wins. Fighter one.
Hell yeah.
How much do I win?
Knocks the guy.
What
clean out,
were the
goes on
odds?
the
What were the
ground,
odds?
and,
I put down 50. What were the odds? Was it a 3-1?
Oh,
4-1?
you're asking me. I don't know how this works.
Just give me a ratio: a 2-1, 3-1, 5-1, something like that. Just give me a ratio.
Don't do 5-1.
Do it 10-1.
We'll do. Wait, so what would
Just do a
3-1
ratio.
be?
Just pick one. It's fine. They don't need
3-1.
3-1. It's sweet. 150 gold.
All right. It's like, man, that you just stroll in here and immediately win. He would like that. That's incredible. That's incredible.
It was a 50-50 shot.
I mean, all right. You want to stay for round? You want to stay for the second one?
Sure. Let me go talk to that guy named Chip first.
All right. Well, you better get back fast. They don't waste time around here, and we all fighting all the time. That's what we're at the fucking.
As I start walking the
Sloshing.
Chip, I also grab Darvan's like, hey, let's go talk to this dude over here.
Man, why are you harshing my vibe?
I mean, Take another hit. You'll be fine. Let's go.
Darvan reluctantly comes along.
Okay, well, both of you walk up to Chip, the barkeep, again. Chip says, "Man, those are some weird tunes, but I kind of like it.
Chip, my dude.
I kind of like it, dude. You know, maybe it's this. You know, maybe it's this something you gave me, but I'm digging it.
It
dude.
totally enhances
You should
the
be
experience.
big. You should be big time.
Oh, why? Thank you.
You want both y'all beers?
Absolutely.
All right,
Chip,
let's
have
go.
I introduced you to my psychotic friend Avarice the Tiefling?
Oh, psychotic. He sounds like he could party.
I definitely can.
Nice to meet you.
Don't mind him. He's a little square, but he's entertaining in his own special way.
I do accept the beer, but I'm also still not drinking it.
There you go.
I make it look like I am, and I ask him about what was it, Henrietta?
Yes.
Henrietta. It's like, if has he seen anyone or heard anyone about
Oh,
the name of Henrietta?
Oh, you mean the delivery girl?
I mean, if that's Henrietta,
I mean, I think that's what she said her name was.
okay.
Yeah. What? I mean, she literally just came in. I mean, she was just here a little bit ago. She made her delivery and she left.
How many deliveries does she make? To
I mean,
her?
you were in there busy with the fighting, and I mean, Darvan was just going
that's
crazy
fine.
on the band.
Is she gonna be back?
Well, I mean, no, she made her delivery.
Order. I'll order
did.
an entire barrel of ale if you order it again, and she comes back.
I mean, that I don't know if that's how that
I'll pay triple.
works. She wouldn't have the thing. She came from another place. She did. I mean, if you really
Fine, tell her your order was wrong, and she needs to come back.
Process.
Darvan's gonna cut in.
I think he needs a hit too. Come on,
Avarice, my dude, you just gotta take it easy, Mr. Barkeep, my man.
Send a request form.
if y'all really need to find her, she said that she had another delivery for Corvo. She asked where his house was, where his mansion was.
I take my beer and just start walking.
And we're
Also grab my new friend, whatever his name is, and then walk with him. It's like, hey, let's go grab a drink. Hey, let's go to that other bar downtown.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Let's go. I mean, look, you have to end the night in the Bucking Bronco, though. You got to.
Oh, okay, I'll come back.
We gotta end the night here.
Hey, I have a bro named Corvo, and he has some.
Wait,
What?
You talking about Corvo Ashford? Like, the Lord of Trine?
Yeah,
Are you
say
friends with Corvo?
Don't say it so loud.
Shit,
you know?
dude. Oh, shit.
Come on, man.
I bet he's
What's your
got
name
good
again? Sorry,
stuff.
I'm a little.
My name's John.
That's a weird name.
It's a plain name. Name for a plain man.
Avarice is a pretty weird name, too.
I'm from Gloucester.
Fair enough. Man, your horns are so cool, dude. Can I touch them again?
Wait, does he even know where Gloucester is?
It's
Is
another
it?
continent.
Oh, okay.
People know. I think it's one of those. It's very foreign. Like, it's
okay.
people just don't know much about it, but it's they're aware of it.
Gotcha.
Like Australia.
Yeah.
It's like Australia. No, people know Australia. They don't really know what Australia is or what it is. They just know it's on fire, really.
We are going to cut over to Brutus and Ada.
Abba.
But
I was waiting for Avarice to go look at the fight pit and Brutus is there, and then it's gonna be like, I bet you wonder how I got here.
We gotta get Brutus to come.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
we gotta get
do.
Brutus to fight.
I'll be
at the
100%
bar.
honest. I was kind of counting on Brutus to be in
When he
the
said
bar.
that, Brutus fights me, and we can make so much
We can
money.
make money. Yes.
We can make money.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
we have a plan.
Also,
Okay.
I want y'all to understand what just happened because while y'all were preoccupied with the fighting pit and the ban, the delivery was made and she left. Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah.
Just making
I
sure-
understood
just
that.
making sure
I
we
already
were-
understood we were being distracted.
All right.
But I accepted that my character would do this.
Oh, it's good. No,
Yes.
it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was so
And
good.
now I have a new friend named John who's coming with us on this adventure now. So
I wish I had a better name than John, but that character was literally just to be to drink beers with. Alex wants to take every one of my small NPCs and say,
we're gonna turn him into.
This is Avarice's personality. Again, he is naturally inclined to like people, so he's naturally inclined.
He will now become a killing machine, just like Meepo.
So that bar scene turned out better than I ever could have. Yeah, I'll be honest. I was expecting a potential Brutus fight pit scene, but
that will happen.
But don't worry. We're already planning to bring Brutus back to the fight pit and put me in the fight pit as well and stage a match. So it's good. We're gonna make a lot of money.
All right, where are y'all? Okay, Brutus and Ada walk over across the market square to the fancy house, which is this one. With this house has white staircase, the white staircase that leads up to it. It's kind of elevated more than the other houses. It definitely looks like it's fancier than everywhere else, and it has guards sitting out in front of it. And you both approach, and the guards say, "Halt! What is your business here?" And Ada says, "We're here. We are sent by the Empire. We have a very important message for Corvo. Let us through." And she shows him this badge thing that she has that identified her as an Imperial, someone from the Empire. And the knights say, "All right, but I'm telling you, this is a bad time. Yeah, good luck. Corvo is not going to be happy for you interrupting. Godspeed." And he steps out of the way, and both of you walk up into the house. So Brutus, just just be chill, and let's just talk to him. We're gonna see if she has been here. If she hasn't been here, then I'm gonna try to urge him to go to safety. I don't know if he's in danger, but in case he is, I'd rather not have us have one of the lords of the Empire, killed.
Okay, so don't escalate things.
Don't escalate things.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I think I can manage that.
Okay, great.
I'm not Avarice.
You're cool. You're cool.
Yeah,
cool as a cucumber.
I think I handled my situation pretty well.
I get you seem like one of the cool ones of the group.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Here we are in Corvo's house. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
As you enter the house, you run face to face with Corvo Ashford sitting on a lavish red couch with two scantily clad women on either side of him. The two girls jump up in shock as you enter, and Corvo glares right at you. Corvo glares at the two of you coming in, and he says, "Okay, who the hell are you, and what the fuck do you want?" And Ada says, hello, Lord Corvo. Very, very nice to meet you. I am Ada. I am King Farron's cousin. And I am here. Oh, King Farron, huh? Are you here to apologize to me? Are you here to give me my wardenship that I was owed long ago? If not, then I don't really care why you're here. Your little king's lucky I don't send you back in interrupting me. She's like, all right, that's one thing. We could say that. And like the two women in the room look like very uncomfortable for all this happening. And Ada asked, okay, have you seen any mysterious woman come through here? Mysterious woman? What the fuck are you on about? Like, I don't want to talk to Imperial scum. What's going on?
Okay, so to be honest, I don't listen when people ramble, but what I got from it from the explanation before is there's some woman who's apparently an alien. Coming here to destroy the world after she destroyed a previous world. And apparently there's another alien here trying to stop her. And they enlisted the help of me, my very constantly high bard friend, and my sociopathic, I guess, current boss to stop him. And apparently she's in this town, and you might know where she is, and that's why we're here.
All right, listen here. I want to know why the fuck my city guards are allowing drunks from the bucking bronco into my house to scream nonsense at me during my pleasure time. Tell your little king that next time he sends me a messenger that's not coming with news of my wardenship, then their heads will be mounted on spikes outside of Trine. Get out of my house. He starts to order you out of your house, and Ada starts to speak to like object, but then suddenly you feel this kind of like tenseness wrap up in your body, and Brutus, I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution check.
Oh no, Brutus is going to die.
Shit. Oh no.
Oh no.
I also lost the internet connection.
Okay.
Weird, because you still got Jeff's roll.
No, this is from a while ago.
That's from okay.
I wish that was my row right now.
What was it?
That one.
This is one.
Like, I legitimately might have to like sit and think about what that means for a minute.
Oh no.
What is Constitution?
Why'd we send them there alone?
What is Constitution under? I'm sorry. Oh wait, no, Constitution is the big one. Sorry. I wish you didn't roll on that.
Don't worry. Don't worry. We have a new character named John that Jeff can take over once Bruce dies.
Why couldn't it have been a 2? That would be easier for me.
Why do I always get the low fucking rolls?
Did she have to roll as well for Constitution?
Yes, she did.
Okay. What'd she roll? I'm just curious.
Hey. Okay. She rolled an 8, which was not successful.
Oof. At least it wasn't a natural 1.
All right. I'm good. Thank you.
It is not going to be as bad as Brutus. Okay, so suddenly, in the middle of Ada trying to finish this sentence, this kind of shockwave kind of goes out through the room, and Ada, Corvo, and the 2 women all are just paralyzed. They're all their bodies are kind of pulsating, but they cannot move. They are like locked in position. They can like you hear like very like light belabored breathing, but aside from that, they cannot move whatsoever. Brutus, this begins to happen to you, but your body completely rejects this. Completely does not respond well to this. You collapse on the ground you are having a seizure. You are seizing on the ground. There's like blood coming out of your nose, and it looks very painful and very bad. Go ahead and take 6 damage. And as this is happening, as everyone is frozen and Brutus is seizing on the ground, there is
Mysterious person. Oh no.
as everyone is
Sort of spooky.
pulsating and on the ground, a mysterious hooded figure with you can see blonde hair beneath her hood walks past both of you, walks up to Corvo, pulls out a knife, and slits his throat. Corvo, his body does not move down. The blood just pours out of his throat. His breathing gets more and more belabored until Corvo dies. The mysterious person then turns and flees the room. Everyone is still in this state for a few more moments, and then the 2 women and Ada, the effect drops from them, and they just kind of like hit the ground, panting and wheezing and feeling very bad. But Brutus, you are still unconscious on the ground. Ada, crawls over to you and tries to shake you and tries to get you awake, but you're not waking up. You're just you're laying on the ground completely unconscious. The two women look terrified, and they start to flee the house. But before they can get out of the house, you see the room is lit up by a bright, blinding purple light spilling in through the windows. And this massive light that lights up the whole room is followed by an equally massive thud. A brief moment of silence hangs in the air before you hear a terrible roar. Even through the walls of Corvo's house and the walls of the Bucking Bronco, you hear a roar and a chorus of shrieks so loud that it hurts your ears. Ada whispers under her breath, "They're here."